The series is called Two Different Worlds. I know that my world was more mental. Lawyer, judge, and now I'm retired from all that, but definitely in law school, it's from the neck up, totally mental. And today I thought we would learn more about Carl Steadman, and he's going to come in here in just a moment. He's the producer of the show, martial arts background, and this is unscripted, unrehearsed, and especially for children today. Hi, Carl.
Hi, Alan. Hello.
Now, let's find out a little more about your background today, starting from when you were a kid in England.
Okay, I grew up in a place called Birkenhead. Most people will know Liverpool. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Remember the Beatles? But I come from Birkenhead, a place across the River Mersey. And as a little lad at the age of 8, I was had to go in a wheelchair for what's called Perthes disease for 2 years. And then I had to wear a big contraption on my leg, a bit like Forrest Gump, for another year. So from the age of 8 till 11, I was basically housebound and in a wheelchair for 2 of them years. And it totally disempowered me looking back on my life, because back then, bullying was still quite big, but it wasn't in the news, so people didn't catch it when I was being bullied walking down the road. I was called the spastic, peg leg, Hopalong Cassidy, all these names. And as I've got older and started to read books and look at science, I understood the way children's minds can be so affected by these things, you know. So there were deep things inside of me. And then I was lucky enough to discover Bruce Lee when I was 14, many years ago. And it shook my world. I seen a young man up there, totally self-empowered, doing magical things with the human body. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I looked for a Kung Fu club, and there wasn't any in the area because Bruce Lee started with Kung Fu. So the only martial arts that was in my area was a karate club, Shotokan Karate.
Wow. I mean, you could have given up and just absorbed that and felt yourself a cripple or disabled or feeling sorry for yourself. But you saw something different. You were still optimistic, and you looked for a hero, and you became that yourself.
I was totally inspired, Alan. That's the only words I can use. I will never forget, it was a movie called Enter the Dragon. I looked up, I come out of that movie theatre with 3 of my friends, and I said, I'm joining. I'm looking for a club tomorrow. They all joined me, but then about a year later they all dropped out. But I continued to do it, and I've been doing it now for like nearly 50 years. And it changed my life completely. And so that's why I believe so much in the martial arts and self-empowerment.
Just before you go on, for any child out there who is feeling sorry for themselves, who has felt bullied, and maybe you're a little girl, and you would like to learn self-defense or just empowerment, self-confidence, this man can help you. Tell me more.
Well, I left England in 1988. I got my black belt in 1984, and that used to be like this. So that's my old black belt, and it's actually based on the circle of life martial arts. Really, you go from white, all the grades, yellow, green, blue, brown, black, and then you go back to white when you've been doing it long enough. Because there's a saying that we only start to learn karate once we get our black belt. So I've been doing it for many years, and it's something that I love and I think I love it so much more with the kids because of what I went through. And I was never told you can do this and you can do that. As you know, I became a singer, and all through the martial arts and self-empowerment. And I love nothing more than to empower children because I still teach in the dojo as well, but I also teach at homes. I go to people's homes now as well, Alan. And especially with this time that we're in now, because it's a very, very hard time, especially for children with the masks and the things like that. And they need this type of training. So I don't just teach karate. I teach mindfulness, of how the mind works, because happiness or sadness is in the mind. And we talk about this a lot, don't we, Alan?
Right,
You know?
right.
And it's extremely important for children right now with what's going on. Extremely important.
Yeah, because right now they're being told that there's this invisible boogeyman that's going to get them.
Yeah.
So for them to know that I am more powerful, life coming through me is more powerful than any virus, than any negative thing, than any stranger that's going to hurt me. I have life inside me. An unconquerable life prevails.
Absolutely. I say to the kids, it's the champion inside. I teach it at my classes. All the time. I get children to just be still. And it's very hard at first. Children come in or they go to the home and they can't. A lot of children can't. But to be able to get them to just be still and focus, I see such a change in them just from the first or second class. It's especially right now, and it's nothing gives me more pleasure than to doing that for children. You know, to self-empower them, because children can do anything. You know, and you see my sign I put up here: thoughts are things where attention goes, energy flows. And this is science. This is not just me and hoping. This is science, and this is how our minds work, you know. And so if you can get children at a young age and teenagers, and if they stick at martial arts for self-empowerment, because a lot of people think it's just about kicking and punching and fighting. And of course we get very fit, and if you practice properly for a long time, you can defend yourself very well.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls, absolutely. And actually, there's as many girls do it now as boys. And it gives them that I can do it. So for me personally, it changed my life, because I became so self-empowered from a very disempowered young man that I thought, I can change the world. I'm going to be a singer. I became a singer at the age of 46. And you can do anything. Your children can do anything. So this is very, very important for kids right now.
Okay, for parents who have kids, how do they get in touch with you? You teach at a dojo?
I teach at a dojo, yeah. You can connect with me at C. Stedmond, S-C, Carl, S-T-E-D-M-O-N-D, C. Stedmond at yahoo.com. Send me an email. You'll also see a lot of my stuff on YouTube, my songs and a couple of my karate demonstrations if you search out my name. And hopefully I will speak to you soon.
Okay. Even more powerful than Mickey Mouse or Mighty Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Carl Stedman.
Thanks, Alan. Thank you
Okay.
very much. See you soon, guys.
Okay. Thank you very much.